I'm Kate Bornstein. I wish I could be with you in person on this Transgender Day of Remembrance in Asbury Park, but please know I'm there with you in spirit. I grew up in Asbury in the 1950s. There was no internet back then, no cell phones, there were no library books about transgender. Hell, transgender wasn't even a word back then. You could say I was closeted for the first 30 years of my life, but that would mean there was a world to come out into, and there wasn't one. The whole world was a closet for trans people back then. And look at you today. Not only are you coming out here on the Jersey Shore, you are coming out in so many varieties of trans identities. You are trans men, trans women, you're non-binary, you're genderqueer, you're gender fluid, you're gender non-conforming, you're transgender, you're transsexual, you're cross-dressers, drag queens, drag kings, and some of you have no gender whatsoever. Bless your hearts. As your old auntie, I am so proud of you. And here we are today to remember those of us who have been slain for no other reason than that they were brave enough to live their lives in the genders they knew themselves to be. Many, if not most, of the names you will be reading today will be the names of trans women of color because they are the most vulnerable among us. Remember that, please. And always do what you can to help heal racial discrimination in our own community and beyond. There's one more thing I'd like you to remember today. Please remember that each and every one of our fallen family wanted to find some happiness in their gender identity and expression. They wanted to find some joy in being a woman, in being a man, or in being neither, being both. And that's why we travel our trans journeys. All of us, we want to end the gendered suffering we experience. We want to find some happiness in gender. That's how I'd like you to honor the memories of those who were cut down in their joy. After we've read out their names, after we've wept for them, please go live the joy we know they've always wanted to experience. Go live your trans identities out loud and proud. That's the best way to remember our fallen sisters, our fallen brothers. And for those of you who are allies here, thank you. Thank you for your support. And do remember, you get to have fun with gender too, any way you'd like to. On this Transgender Day of Remembrance, that's what it comes down to. Remembering the fun with gender that our fallen family was denied. Living the fun with gender that they can no longer live. Have a great time of it in their memory. I want to thank Heike Zellnhofer and Dr. Geena Buono for creating a Transgender Day of Remembrance event in Asbury Park. I wish them a great deal of success building their grassroots organization, the Transgender Alliance. I hope all of you here will continue to join them in building a strong alliance for the transgender community. Thank you all for making my hometown a place where I can have some fun and live out loud as the not man, not woman I know myself to be. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye for now.
I love Kate too. It's pretty awesome. And I remember way back when going to see her speak at Princeton University. And I met some people that are here today on that very day. She's an author and somebody worth looking into. And like I said, she was from Asbury Park. She recorded this actually a couple years ago, and I thought it was still relevant for today, although that said, with the chain of events that happened last night, this was recorded before that, so please keep that in mind and don't hold it against her. I'm just learning myself a little bit more about what happened last night. I've heard so many times about these shootings and stuff that you start to just group them together, and you don't realize how close to home they really hit. And I'm only learning as Christian Fuscarino came in before, and we had a little brief conversation that this was a Transgender Day of Remembrance related shooting. So this really hits home. And I want to thank the Asbury Park Police Department for being here today, for coming out. It really means a lot to us to know that we're protected and we're supported by our community. I had things prepared to talk about, and more on the lines of lifting ourselves up and talking about how we need to continue to fight to, we don't need to prove anything to the world, but we just got to continue to live our best lives, no matter how much people are trying to, intimidate us to take this away from us somehow. I don't have to tell the trans community or the LGBT community, how difficult and how crazy this world is right now, especially how much it's coming down on us. So many different people's perspectives on our lives and who we are and our identities. I don't have to tell you about the troubles that you have with your own families and how difficult it is to get a job or even sometimes just go get a sandwich at a deli. When you're trans, all of that becomes an issue. From the moment you walk out of your house, it becomes an issue. And lately, more so, even worse than it used to be back in the day, we all have like a bullseye on our head again. That's concerning, I was just saying also that it shouldn't be on our shoulders to try to figure out how to fix the world. But I will say that I'm like many of you perhaps, tired of being used as a lightning rod, in politics, on both sides for that matter, to gain a base. I don't think politicians understand that how much they expose us to danger when they use us in their conversations, and when they use us in their ridicule, and how they, try to excite their base, and how that creates so much more anger and hatred towards people that never met us before, don't understand how beautiful we all are and how many good people are in this room right now. It's not fair, that we have to go through this. It's not fair that we have to be here today to remember, people who were murdered for just being themselves and having that courage and wanting to actually live their truest life, their most authentic life, and their lives were cut short as a result of that. That's just not right. It's not fair. And every day I'm tired of trying to think about how to fix the world. How to maybe get my TikTok going or my YouTube or my channels, so I can actually get my 2 cents in and tell the world. And if you're already doing it, then that's awesome. Somebody teach me how to do it. I'm getting old. I don't really know the technology. Yeah, because it needs to be said. There's too much of a narrative out there by the wrong people. Too many people with the mic in their hand that don't belong with the mic in their hand. So when they're talking about us, it needs to be us talking about us and not them. And I hate to use the words like that, but it's getting to be that dividing line where them keeps on telling us who we are, and them keeps on telling us that we're wrong, and them telling us that we don't belong, in the world. All those thems, are the ones that are creating all of the problems and all of the violence out here for the entire community. And it's up to us to get together and all of a sudden be our voice, to speak on behalf of ourselves. I don't know about all of you, but I can say from personal experiences that the best thing I did for my life was to transition to become the person I always were.
Here it is.
Thank you. And I don't know why anybody would be pissed about that. I think they'd be happy, you know, and I think they'd be, you know, excited for the fact that, like, we're well, and we're happy, and we're living a great life, and or at least we're trying, you know.
Maybe jealous.
There could be some jealousy in it, you know, because there is a lot of misery out there, you know. But that's no reason for us to stop being who we are, you know. It's no reason to stop being happy. It's no reason to stop loving yourself. It's more of a reason, you know, because we cannot let them get us down at all. We got to keep loving ourselves and keep loving each other, and we got to keep, you know, being true to who we always knew we were. And we can't really listen to the naysayers. We got to listen to what's in our heart. And our heart has a lot of love. I know this community has a lot of love. Look at all the people here today, you know, to come out here. And we don't, you know, maybe somebody knows somebody, but I don't know anybody on this list, you know, and I normally don't. But I feel them, you know. I feel them as my brother and sister. I know their walk. I know it's similar. And I know they need to be recognized. I know that they need to be remembered. I know that we need to read their names today. But in addition to, we're going to add, you know, 5 more names from what I understand. I don't even know if I have the numbers right. Because I don't even, you know, who was included in the shooting last night. But the senseless act of violence has to stop. And we just have to somehow stick together and keep getting the message out that we're better for being who we are, and we belong here. We've always been here. This is not something new. This is something that goes back to the beginning of time. We're God's children. We're all humans. And there's not one of us in here that is different from the other. We all have a very central part of ourselves that's the same. And that needs to be recognized here today as well. So thank you very much for coming to today's Transgender Day of Remembrance. I'm Dr. Geena Buono. And I don't know, I always end up crying at this point. I don't want to. Let me bring up our next. Do we have is Christian here to read the proclamation for Senator Finkelpo? This is Christian Foscarino, the Executive Director of the Garden State Park.
Thank you, Dr. Geena. I'm joined with me up here with our Garden City Equality's Deputy Director, Brielle Winslow-Majette. And I just want to recognize we have other folks from our team here who are fighting for trans equality in New Jersey every day. We have Justine, Samantha, board members Tom Kroll, Robin Geigel, Franklin Cumberbatch Jr., and the news that broke just this morning was devastating, because we can continue to make progress here in the Garden State in the most magical ways, like an executive order that is going to further to protect transgender individuals from being vulnerable, because now in New Jersey, no one can over-request that information. And that just got signed into law this week, and I wanted to share that with a lot of joy. And yet we continue to face unimaginable violence. I do want to just quickly thank 2 LGBTQ law enforcement professionals that are here, Connor Mason and Kari Manzini.
Is it Mason?
Connor Johnson. Sorry.
Wow.
You know why I said that. But, who ensured that every municipality that had a TDOR event today had law enforcement present if they wanted it. And I also want to thank the advocates in this room who provide safety when we can't turn to the law enforcement.
Okay, and as for the Senate resolution by Senator Gopal, Sunday, November 20th, 2022, marks the solemn occasion of Transgender Day of Remembrance, which honors the memory of the transgender people whose lives were lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. The Senate of the State of New Jersey notes with respect this somber day, which was started in 1999 by transgender advocate Gwendolyn Ann Smith as a vigil to honor the memory of Rita Hester, a transgender woman who was killed in 1998. Annually, on Transgender Day of Remembrance, local advocates and LGBTQ organizations host vigils at community centers, parks, and places of worship, which include the reading of lists of names of all of those lost to violence during the past year.
Dr. Geena Buono's immeasurable contributions and leadership in the LGBTQ community is especially appreciated. Here, come stand over here with us. We're talking about it. Is especially appreciated upon this Transgender Day of Remembrance, and it is altogether fitting and proper for the members of this House to recognize Transgender Day of Remembrance and Dr. Geena Buono, and to affirm their importance to the people of Monmouth County and the state and beyond. Be it resolved by the Senate of the State of New Jersey that this House hereby honors the leaders and participants of Transgender Day of Remembrance and joins in mourning and paying tribute to those who have been lost to anti-transgender violence. This proclamation was made possible by local Senator Bingo Powell.
Wow, I never got anything like that before. Thank you. My good friend Arlen always comes through for me. I really appreciate you being here today, Arlen. Arlen's going to sing a song from John Lennon. Johnson up. I got your name right?
You did, yes.
Okay, good. Connor's from the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little shorter than you all are.
We all are.
Right? Yeah. Me more so, I think. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me here. I'm really glad that Garden State Equality and Geena put this together because it's really important, I think. I didn't really know I was going to come up and speak, but I'm up here, so I'm going to. I was in the closet for a long time, and it's scary seeing these images come across the screen here because, you know, being in the closet is scary, but what's scarier is not living our true, authentic self. And it's scary that some people don't like that we live our true, authentic selves, right? So, you know, when I got into law enforcement, I stayed in the closet. I didn't think there was a place for a trans individual in law enforcement. You know, I know it's scary just being trans in general and having to go to the police. So, being a cop and being trans was like, that's not a thing. I found out later when I finally came out of the closet and transitioned that there's many of us all over the world. And I go around and I teach. In 2019, the Attorney General's office put out a policy for interactions with law enforcement and transgender individuals. And I go around the state and I teach it because I think education is important. Without education, we can't have acceptance. And without acceptance, there's no understanding. So, you know, I'm really honored to be here today. I'm glad that I was asked to come up and speak because I think that's really important for our community to know that we have law enforcement officers who have our back in New Jersey here. And they're being educated on how to interact with us because some people don't know. And I certainly didn't. So, you know, it's a sad day, but we have to honor these people who are here and remember that if we're not living our true, authentic selves, are we really living? So, thank you. Have a good day.
You guys can use the mic next door. It's from this world. I just lost my program. I did.
It is
It's not one of those ones. Oh, Robin Geigel. Friend. All friend. Members of the State Equality, executive. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to read from Rumi Pilgrims. Why are you turning around in circles? What are you looking for? The beloved is here. Why search in the desert? If you look deep in your heart, you will find him within yourself. You have made the pilgrimage and trod the path to Mecca many times. You rave about the holy places and say you visited God's garden. But where is your bunch of flowers? You tell stories about diving deep into the ocean. But where is your pearl? There is some merit in the suffering you have endured. But what a pity you have not discovered the Mecca that is inside.
Thank you, Robin. That's a very nice message. At this point in our program, what we like to do is offer an opportunity for people in the transgender community to come up and speak for a minute, not 5 minutes, a minute, and just tell us what today means to you. I think that would be really helpful, especially today. So would anybody like to come up and speak and just come over here and make a little line. And please don't be afraid. We're all family. Let's come over together. So you want to come first?
Does this one work? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am transgender, and I find that there's a lot of bitterness and anxiety and overwhelm and division over us as an entity, as a people, and it gives me anxiety to recognize that so many people debate us in such a dehumanizing way and discuss us in such politically charged manner. This day itself recognizes the it recognizes violence against us, recognizes us who have been slain, and especially considering the events of last night, it in Colorado, it becomes especially poignant to recognize that a lot of people find us on a primal level so despicable because they can't recognize that male and female, simply put, is not simply put. And that becomes difficult for them to live past and live with. I was on a radio show actually it was like a call-in on WBAI. It's an NYC radio station, and the host was talking about how he was talking about at a certain point how some people find us just primarily disgusting, and it really struck a thorn in my heart that people discuss us like that, and that some do, which is not cool, because we deserve a seat at the table. We deserve to have a right to stand among and to walk among and to live openly and to be sought and to seek other people's company, whether it be romantic or platonic or even simple strangers' cordiality. And I think it's good what Geena is doing today and has done for years, and beyond today and beyond days like this. And I think that the solidarity I see now, amid our occasional confusion, granted, I think the trans community can have its whirlwinds of ideological discussions and retorts and all these things nonetheless. I won't get into that too much. The aspects of love and community and mutuality and being there for one another are hopefully what we provide this earth with, within and without. So, thank you for the invitation.
I'll be brief, because today isn't about me. Today is about them. And I ask you, when the picture starts scrolling again, to look at them. They're people. They're gone. And they're so incredibly young. It's painful. It's painful. It's a solemn day because we look at them and we grieve for them. And yet we have to go on. So I ask all of you who are not trans, who are here today to help us mourn, to help us remember these people, don't just be here today. be with us the other 364 days of the year. Today is special, today is mournful, but we need your help all year round. In closing, I'd like to remember one person who isn't here. She passed a number of years ago, but she was an important force in the transgender community. She would have been 80 years old today. Babs Silverstein.
You know, everybody's got so much to say on social media, but you don't want to come up now? How about you write your comments in to me and I will read them off? Does anybody want to come up and speak? Come on. This is a quote. This is a pioneer.
Thanks, Geena. Hi, my name is Terry. I'm trans and proud that I vote. I want to express my solidarity with Club Q in Colorado Springs. It's going to take more than that to kill us. I understand the shooter was 22. 22 years ago, I was probably attending my first Transgender Day of Remembrance. We used to do them out of Princeton. And it never gets any easier. It never gets any easier. We have to stay together with our community. I can say I've seen some progress over the last 20-something years, but not enough. So I just want to say that stick together, we can do this. We're a resilient community. We have wonderful allies. So hang in there. We can do this.
You don't want to hear me say it again, do you? But we've been out here for a long time, Terry, right? And we've seen a lot of stuff go down. And I spent a lot of time on the street. I didn't really spend a lot of time, you know, with the politicians. So I had a different experience out here. And I did see it get better, too. You know, and the idea that it's eroding right now, you know, it seems like it's just an indication of how much the world's eroding, you know, with just a small indication of it, you know. And I know for us, I just keep on saying this, that, like, you know, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it just the way I did it, you know, with no changing at all. So the Transgender Day of Remembrance for me is about the victims. It always has been. And in the past, I tried not to make it a secular event, a religious event. I didn't have pastors speaking or even politicians. But lately I realized it's so important, you know, that we need their voices out there. We need the media. We need to get that message far outside this building right now. And it's nice that we're all here together. But we need everybody's help, you know. So I want to thank the film crew for being here from NJ12. Thank our Deputy Mayor, Amy Quinn, for always making things happen down here. I'm going to bring up Marlon again, and is Des still here? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't see you over there, sorry. Anna brought the coffee and the cookies.
Georgie's brought the cookies. Hi everybody, I'm trans, obviously. About a year and a half in, and I'm really new to this whole area and transitioning, obviously. Lots going on. You know, we go through a lot of challenges just dealing with all this. And then we gotta deal with all this stuff on the outside. And a couple of things were alluded to by speakers, because when they asked me if I wanted to speak, I'm like, what the hell am I? I have no idea what I'm gonna say. And no, but I listened for 2 minutes, and Connor and you, I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. There's something that I feel like really strongly about with, I see myself like either a diplomat or I'm happy to answer questions for anybody, anywhere, even if they don't like me. I mean, they can hate me, but they need to understand me. If they understand me and they want to hate me, fine, go away. But we need to build alliances. We need our allies, and we need to get those people that are on the sidelines and the gray lines and people that just don't want to be involved. We've got to move them, and you're not going to move people by shouting at them. You're not going to move people by calling them this and that and the other thing. And I'm not saying we're wrong. We're traumatized. It makes sense, but we need allies. And it's the old like sugar versus vinegar, or honey versus vinegar, or whatever it is. It's. I would never tell any of us, and I mean this, any of us, the officers, anyone, you stand up for yourself when you have to. When you and yours are threatened, you do what you have to do to stomp it down. I am no joke when it comes to that department. I have a really, really, really simple philosophy. You threaten me in mine, I remove the threat. But that's one thing, and being aggressive when in environments or just seeming like you're radical. I don't mind extremist views. Well, be careful how you say things, because if you alienate people, they're going to stay out of this fight. And I don't know if we win if that happens. So just be good to everyone, especially us. Be good to everyone. Bring them into the fold. I mean, this is about, well, this is not about, it's about, but LGBTQ, it's about everybody. I don't care what's in there. It's about everybody. And just bring them in. Make them on our side. When we're threatened, they're threatened. And when they're threatened, we're with them. And I don't think we are asking a lot for that, nor are we, if we don't do it too, for others, then we got no right asking for ourselves. So that was all I had to say.
Every year we've ran this, we are so blessed to have some of the best musicians in all of Asbury Park. And they come out for us, and you know, they're national performers, and they're on stage all over the country. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out, you know, and being here with us tonight, you know. Judge Aaron, thank you. I love you. I'm going
to do this one solo.
Oh, they're almost coming out.
It's going to come back though, I promise.
That's okay.
Okay. So I really hate why I am here today. I shouldn't be here to remember people that were murdered because they were existing. That's, am I being filmed for television? Yes? No? Okay, bullshit. But also, in the same breath, I really hold with reverence the fact that the LGBT and specifically the trans community allows me in their space and lets me be a part of in whatever allyship that I can offer. So thank you guys.
Thank you for being a part of it.
I'm a straight girl that grew up in Outcast, so the fact that you guys kind of invite me in is very, 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 it means a lot to me. It's very powerful. Shorter than you are, so I have to move this down. Took my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. The landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can a child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life?
Oh, we love you.
And it's okay that was when we started reading these names, and it's not easy. But we're going to get through it together. And speaking it together. This is my partner, Heike. We're going to do a little mindfulness meditation. I never say it right. You're going to really do that. I'll take it over to the Before we do this, I just wanted to tell you all how hard Heike works on this event. You know, I put things together and we make the phone calls and then Heike puts it all together. This doesn't happen without Heike. Her love and her devotion to our community is immeasurable. Her unconditional love, what she puts in, is just remarkable, you know. And I just want everybody to recognize that because I love her so much, and I just wouldn't be here without her right now.
I prepared about mindfulness, but it's actually about every one of us. Walt Whitman said, "Let that which stood in front go behind. Let that which was behind advance to the front." Loss transforms perspective. The pain and loss can be staggering. Struck down by grief and longing, it is difficult to cope and more difficult to imagine life regaining sweetness. In seasons of mourning, care must be taken. We must consciously and creatively choose to fill our days with gentle good. This means we must focus our attention on the present moment. And everyone who knows me knows that this is what I'm mostly about, the present. That's all we have right now. Scanning its particular delights, even if from an emotional distance, like looking at a cat in the window, looking at a geranium blooming on the sill, or the golden retriever bounding at its owner's side. Each of these singular sights can touch the frozen heart, gently waking it to new life, even amidst pain. In severe seasons of heartache, we are asked to protect and care for ourselves like vulnerable children, taking a childlike delight in the tiny joys of life. So every day we can choose like a mantra that kind of guides us through the day. Today, I choose to cherish myself like a beloved child. I I treat myself gently and with compassion. Practicing alert attention, I find delight in the small treasures of the day. I allow meaningful moments to assume enhanced perspective. Counting these blessings, I enrich my impoverished heart. So now, let's just prepare for our meditation. So sit comfortably, as comfortable as you can. You can close your eyes or leave them open and gaze softly with something in front of you. And then start focusing on your breath. That's all we have. One breath at a time. And relax. With each breath you take, you relax. You give yourself permission to relax a little bit more. And now, gently, mentally, silently to yourself, introduce the mantra, so, hum. Taking a deep breath in, so, hum. Breathing out, so, hum. So, hum is a Hindu mantra and it means I am. I am he, she, that. And in the Vedic philosophy, it means identifying oneself with the universe. So whenever you find yourself distracted by thoughts, noises, or physical sensations, repeat that mantra. So, hum. I'll mind the time. And when it's time to finish the meditation, I ring myself bell. So, hum. So, hum. Gently come back to the roll, like this fluffy. And we are going to read the names. But I need 2 more volunteers, please, to read names.
Bangladesh, Nyla, and lovely. Argentina, Nicole Luis, Karina Guzman, Victoria Alejandra Ironici, Sophia Vera, Sasha Barrinuevo, Fernanda Lopez Sommer, Celine Gabriela Calitito, or Natty, name unknown, Aldana Lorenz, Sophia Clementina Noriga, from Australia, Ingram Gordon, from Bolivia, Catherine Salazar, from Brazil, Ronnie, Melina, name unknown, Renata Garcia, Victoria Maglahes, Luis Fernandez Caze, name unknown, Paloma Cruz.
Valis Ortiz, Tamara Campos, name unknown, Kelly Ramiro Hernandez, Castillo Morales, name unknown, Vianney Navarrete, Camila Boloca, name unknown, Miguel Angel Perez, Angel Rodriguez Hernandez, Melanie Fox, Paris, Peppa Alvarez, Trini, Carla Michelle Chavere Chavez, name unknown, Christian, name unknown, Gracia Devota, Yaneth, Yessie Montero, VRV, Veradina, Pamela, Loren Guzman, Sitali, Emina Garcia, Karina Lopez, Paloma, Diana Carrington, Sahari Atani, Artemisa Dominguez, Chese De Rosa, Alicia Diaz, Yaki Najiro, Felice Joy, Netherlands, Brisa Grace Flores, Pakistan, Wafa, Kushbu, Shaynez, Misa, Kaf, Shiza, Coconut, Samira Lakar, Kand, Mono, Bunty, name unknown.
There are a lot of name unknowns because a lot of us go non honestly. With that, name unknown, Shirley, Tofe, name unknown, Vigibly, name unknown, Saima. From Panama, Kitty Russo, Paraguay. From Paraguay, Gabriela Cabrera. From Peru, Pamela, Patricia Mazzini Manco, Wapaya Morales. From the Philippines, Este Sawe, Virgo Catalonia Tumical, Kai Abdugajir. From Spain, Monica Lorenzi. From Sweden, Samuel Hoffman. From Switzerland, Christina Blackstar. From Thailand, Terafong Lambuea. Apinat Tukprim. From Turkey, Zirve Soylu. Gunay Oshili. That's a hard one. Wow. Oh my. That's really hard, actually. Gunay Ushilides. Deria. Berak. Nefes Balkan. From the United Kingdom, Taylor. Alice Littman. Iggy Rose. Shay Patton Walker. Name unknown. Emma Boland. Blair Envy. Zen Black. From Uruguay, Salome. From the U.S., Serena Brenneman. Samaj Sincere Billingsley. Regina Maya Allen.
Pia, name unknown. Amanda Laura Cayete. Isabella Yanka. Tatiana Franca. Camila Rodriguez Diaz. Lavinia da Silva Piera, name unknown. Renatija, Lara Koth. Cromada. Victoria de Lima. Carmen Lucia Alves de Souza, Du. Name unknown. FC Fiara Lima. Danelli de Carmo Santos. Etna Cortez da Silva. Lorianne Alves. Lou Enrique. Rani Veda. Camelia. Joyce Maridos. Bianca Machado Rodriguez. Dana Nunes. Laura Skywalker. Monica Rivera. Name unknown. Stephanie Rodriguez Soares. Bruna. Naomi Fernandez de Souza. Carla Chris. Ann Susan. Michelle Marquise Mona. C. Messias. Sabrina Caligari. Renata Calavante Renata Ferraz. Kelly Case Rosa. Larissa Carvalho. Name unknown. Fernanda Hia. Bar de Silva Franco. Name unknown. Amani Frida. Crislaine dos Santos. Marcella Gomez Fonseca. Lorena. Priscilla Santos. Priscilla Diva. Soriana. Paul Vaz, Papa Vaz. Paula Mesquita. Duda Marans. Isabella de Arojo Boris. Liana Rico Costa. Veronica Martinelli. Bruna Kimberly. Britney Spears. Gabriele Montiera. Gabby Matos. Larissa Corriela. C.D. Abenindo Soares. J.L. De Silva. Sophia Beasley.
These names are from the U.S. I apologize if I mispronounced any of them. Didi Ricks, AC Di Morrison, Camilla Kimball, Marcella Castro, Peyton Neva Davis, Camilla Marie Swan, Fuentes Didi, Keisha Chanel Grader, Toy Davis, Martasia Richmond, Jimmy J. Lee, Jasper Aaron Lynch, Cherry Bush, Kitty Monroe, Charlamagne McLean, Priscilla Johnson, Paris Rich, Rexy K, Chanelika Niela Dior Hemingway, Sid, Dee Dee Hall, Maddie Dickens, Maddie Hoffman, Nedra Sequence Morris, Sasha Mason, Michelle S. Tario, Ruby Taverner, Ray Muscat, Asher Garcia, Kenna Leigh Gillove, Ace Scott, Fern Feather, Ariana Mitchell.
Estefania Fernandez, Carla Machado Noya, La Flaca, Adiela Garcia, Mariana Jaramillo, Tiffany Bronco, Mildred Castillo Jimenez, Lucia Smith, Shaloni Beloria, Andrea Roland, Tiffany Meneses, Isabella Vargas, Johanna Sanchez, Kimberly Malagras, Erilis Cabezas, Angelina Carolina Patino, Cristina Martinez, Lartivaza, Mani, Estrella, Alejandra Lopez, Payola, Andrea Velasco Amaya, in Ecuador, Carolina de Leon, Jessica Martinez, Roxy Araya, Estrelita Santos, Bella Vera, Leon Pindo Consueta, Wendy Espinosa, Christian Nicola, Carla Valentina Lure, Melina Plaza, Helen Brigitte Maldonado, La Poca, in El Salvador, Chocolito Anzoro, Alexa Landaverde, in Estonia, Sabrina Houston, in France, name unknown, Mersa Dunouveau, Gwen Linsky, Adrienne Lucas, Beatrice Sosa, Tal Peterbrot, in Georgia, G, in Germany, Malte C, and name unknown.
I apologize for any mispronunciations. Julia dos Santos Silva, Sabrina Fernanda de Oliveira, Priscilla Santos, Nicole, Michelle, Leanne Cavalcante de Silva, name unknown, Pamela Corina, Babalu Bianda Mina, Paulina Ferrara, Arola Almedia, name unknown, Gay Pandijo, Jasmine De Silva, Kale Vestenberg, Effie Cantino, Elena Schneider, Lijos Costa, Laura Vinny, Camure Amorin, Yasmin Fontes, name unknown, Andriella Piscata Del Mello, Tayata Suarez, Julia Manzano, Lariala, Kuna Ciro, Agatha Luna, Victoria Rodriguez Ferraz, Bilala, name unknown, name unknown, Stephanie Ferrara de Oliveira, Danifi, Carol Souza, Rovita da Silva, Gabriela Arinte, from the country of Burkina Faso, name withheld, Cambodia, name unknown, Canada, Alex Bastille, Damian Fraser, Ezra Amos, Chile, Ignacia Palma, Urandina Pizarro, Valentin Quezada Salentes, Luo, Colombia, Diana Navarro, Dana Alexandra Navas Corindo, Sara Nicole Munoz Palacios, Ana Toma Albino Lorera, Isabella Sandoval, Estrelite Martinez Corin.
I was probably the worst person to go last. From Guatemala, Renato Garcia, Nancy Sakultut, Jocelyn Calido, Barbara, Honduras, Suana Nora De Hagen, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing this because I can't even see half of it. Amy Winehouse, Dalia Rodriguez, from India, Zoya, Muskan, Nikki, P, Sharon Cullen Matthew, Sanjana, anyone know? Anika, M, Sheikha, Sony, Usha Rani, and then Layar, Shita, Ashu, from Indonesia, Rodrigo, Latvia, Venezuela, Dorsey, Gamma, from Iran, Hanar, from Iraq, Lutfi Azad, from Israel, Zahawa, from Italy, Chloe Bianco, Sasha, Camilla Bertoli, Morgana, Natasha Simoni, from Mexico, Isabella Alvarez, Bella, Rosa Salvaja, Valerie, Luna Flores, Susana Villarreal, aka Suzy, Teresa Santiago, Marimar Santiago, Esralita, Violetta Narujaus. Name unknown. Name unknown.
Mia Love Parker, Kai Khan, Keisha Webster, Quinn Laura Gustine, Tatiana LaBelle, Titi, Elise Mallory, Catherine Newhouse, Brand Wood, Milo Winslow, Paloma Vasquez, Cyrus Ramos, Naomi Skinner, Destiny Lashai, Matthew Angelo Spampinato, Dual Princess, Amarele Myra, Nikki Turietta, Amelia Bernice Leonhardt, P. Yahona Stone, Sania Williams, Martina Caldera, Mikai David, Haley Gabriela Feldman, Angel Naira, Danielle Johnson, Marquisha Lawrence, Jenny DeLeon, Ricky Otumo, True Starlet, Joey Spencer, Jojo, Joe Acker, Jesse Hart, Kiva Sketter, Tyda Livon, Mel Roberts Gross, El Joe, Royal Radical Starts, and from Venezuela, Joy Diaz Jimenez and Carla Tovar. And then the 5 members who were killed. And because I should have become cute on other springs. We have to have a moment of silence.
There are angels among us in the darkness. Got our way home. There are angels among us. Try to tell you you're never alone. Hard road, it takes hope to hold your head high. The gray clouds just won't pass you by. The spirits, they're waiting to share all their light. And if you let them, they're gonna hold you tonight. There are angels among us in the darkness. Got our way home. There are angels among us trying to tell you you're never alone. great storm on the horizon. Are you ready for this fight? It's the heartbeat on that old street that drives. Inside seat, that backbeat that keeps you feeling alive. They're gonna rock you to the new morning light. There are angels among us in the darkness. Got our way home. There are angels among us. Try to tell you you're never alone. Help me now, help me find my way back again. Hold me now, till your love replaces the pain. I've been holding out, I've been holding on for your love to show me the way I'm feeling. Love, I'm needing you now. There are angels among us in the darkness that got our way home. There are angels among us trying to tell you you're never alone. There are angels among us in darkness. Got our way home. There are angels among us trying to tell you you're never alone.
Lord, read the sign. It's hard to look at everybody right now. Every year, stand up here and we read all these names and it never gets less. I just want to pray for all those children who are having the courage to come out, tell their moms and dads how they're feeling. And I'm sitting in front of a parent right now and I'm thinking about how afraid that parent must be for the child to grow up in this world. There's a bullseye on their heads. And these parents are expected to fight almost like alone. And I just want you to know you're not alone. There's so many people here to thank tonight. All of you in the room, thank you for being here. We need each other. And I know we're not a community that really sticks together. I know we're all individual islands. But we really need each other. And we have to find a way to build a bridge to one another. Come find me. I'm so beat up and broken, but I'll fight the battle with you. Because like Meta said, wherever she said, there she is. I'm a fighter too. You know, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. But we gotta figure out a different way. It's just defense on top of defense, and somehow, some way we gotta develop our own offense. And the only way I can think about doing that is just to celebrate and take a day like today and recognize who we lost, and we remember them and we said their names. And that's so important. I ask God to pray for every single name, you know, as we read them out loud. But after we walk out these doors today, we have to keep our heads up and stay visible, as scary as it is, and try to do the best that we can, you know, to celebrate above and beyond what's out there, all this negativity. There's a lot of positivity out there too. And I do want to leave us on that note. I do want us to understand that there is a big, beautiful world out there for everybody. What people are making of it today is just it's a crying shame. Because we get one chance out here, and God, if we would just all day be able to see what a gift life is. It's just a gift. And people are just kicking it all over the place, you know, thinking they're going to live forever or something. They're going to take all this stuff with them, and they're not. It's up to us to live our lives in the moment, and to understand that the past is past. You know, today is today, and we can make tomorrow better. We could. It's up to us, and I want to leave you with that. I want you to celebrate. I want you to feel good about yourselves. We're God's children, all of us. It don't matter. All the labels, they throw them away. Nobody's leaving here with the body that we're in right now anyway. What a ridiculous thing to fight over. I know Angela Anderson, are you still in the house?
Yes.
All right. Girl, we are counting on you. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's start from the top right now. Frank and Brittany, this is their house. Blackbird comments and special gifts. It's really lovely. Thank you so much, both of you, for offering the venue to us today, for making us feel welcome, the support that you gave us. You really outdid yourself to a beautiful home. Thank you so much. My friend's not here, but every single year when I call on Damian White, and I know some of you know Damian, our baby, and he lives in California now, but every single year, all the graphics, all the things I need, Damian's out there, he's banging away at his computer. You know, so thank you, Damian. Thank you. Jason Dermer and John Krajewski. That's it, right? Many of you know when you have an event and you reach out to Jason, you know, he's not even here right now, but he's all over the place. You know, the audio, the microphones, he sends John, and from his heart, they pull this off, Asbury Audio, and every year they just come through for us. So thank you. Boystein, you know, a native of Asbury Park, a pioneer in the transgender community, a true gender outlaw. I want to thank her for her video that she sent to us that we use now. Detective Connor Johnson, who surprised us today and came over and spoke. Thank you. Robin Geigel, our author. She's got a new book out. She didn't want to public today, but she's got a new book out. What's the title of that book?
Which one?
Oh, the one that you're putting out now.
The one that's out now is Survivor's Guilt. It may remain silent.
All right. As a trans woman and author, Arnold, I love you. Thank you so much. We've got Darren's music all over the place. He's on all the streaming services, and you can see him around. He's always out to help and perform for our community. So thank you so much. You guys still here? I'm here. Are you staying? Desiree Speaks, Desiree Songwriters, what a great band, what a great human being. Every time I ask Desiree to help me, she drops everything and comes. She's supposed to be at Grandma's house right now, so thank you, Maggie. I appreciate it. For all of you that read names today, too, it's not an easy thing to do, and thank you so much for stepping up and helping us. Thank you to TV, Garden State Equality. We're so pleased and privileged to have you here. Thank you for fighting for us all the time. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for your whole team. Every year, all of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for my proclamation. I didn't know I was in it. I was asking behind the curtains over here, what's a proclamation? I didn't even know what it was. Now I know. Thank you. I will treasure that forever. Thank you very much. News 12, thank you very much. If you're still here, we need you. We need more of that. Mallory Massara and Let's See for from NJTV, they always get us on. They always get us the coverage. Mal's been here. She's Joe Harlow's former partner. Joe, with Heike, helped us start. With 3 days' notice, we worked it together and we put the first T-door on in Asbury Park. I don't know how many years ago, but we were freezing our butts off in the carousel. That's where we started, right? Remember? So thank you. Thank you to those guys, too. And last but not least, my wonderful daughter, Jillian. Here, come on. Leave us on a good note. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. Arlen and Jillian are going to sing a special song. Thank you. And we have cookies and coffee. Don't leave. I don't know how warm the coffee's going to be at this point, but we'll figure it out. But please, dig it.
Looking up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. Leading from your window
actually thought it would be happier, but thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. It means a lot to all of us. Let's get some cookies.